Hi everyone and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Amy and I have an unhealthy obsession with F1. On today's agenda we are taking a look at this year's championship battle so far ahead of this weekend's race in Silverstone, and asking the question, is this championship already over? The short answer is no it's not, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Following the Canadian GP, Red Bull have won 6 races on the fly and are currently sitting first and second in the Drivers' Championship and first in the Constructors. The defending world champion Max Verstapan leading the way on 175 points, a full 49 over rival Charles Leclerc, who was sitting third in the championship. If you had told me that was the case back in Australia, I probably wouldn't have believed you. The point swing since Melbourne just 6 races ago has been mega, with Leclerc and Ferrari leading the World Championship by 34 points in Melbourne, and Max Verstappen being back in 6th place, a full 46 points behind Charles. Now, there are a number of factors that have contributed to such a major turnaround in the early stages of this season, so let's talk about them. The most obvious being the sheer amount of reliability issues for both teams. In Bahrain, it was the Red Bulls with neither car finishing the race. In Australia, Max's engine went, so that's 2 DNFs for Max out of 3 races. At this point in the season, we were really questioning Red Bull's reliability and whether it would cost them the championship. But then, just 3 races later in Spain, Charles was forced to retire from the lead of the race due to an engine issue. And again in Baku, neither Ferrari finished the race due to the reliability and engine issues. This meant that Charles had to take a number of new components and start from the back of the grid in Canada. And in Canada, Perez had to retire from the race due to reliability issues. So far you would say it's pretty even between the two teams in terms of reliability at least. So why the massive gap in points? I think part of it comes down to Leclerc's poor luck, as well as Ferrari crumbling under the pressure of fighting for a world championship again. Now, I could probably go on and write a whole separate video about Ferrari's strategy, or lack thereof, but there's one race that stands out in particular, Monaco. Now, despite qualifying on pole position for this home race, Charles finished in 4th, which around Monaco is pretty much unheard of. And honestly, it wasn't really his fault. Here's how it went down. The start of the race was delayed due to rain. However, this might mean that we might actually get an interesting Monaco. Great. After a rolling start, Charles led the race for the opening 19 laps, where him and Max then both came in and pitted for intermediate tyres, whilst his teammate Carlos Sainz stayed out, refusing to pit for inters and deciding to wait until it was time for slicks, despite what the team told him. In the end, this was a better strategy. Now, obviously Leclerc doesn't have access to all this data and information whilst he's driving. That's kind of the team's job. Now obviously we can assume the team put him on the best strategy that they could think of at the time, and Charles would have thought this as well. Now, on lap 21, Carlos pits for hard tyres, and Ferrari decides to call in Charles on the same lap. However, they tried to tell him to stay out, but it was a bit too late, causing a double stack. Red Bull came in the next lap with a double stack of their own, however they were able to overcut Ferrari and take the lead of the race. Of course, there were other factors at play like blue flags and a drying track, but at the end of the weekend, Ferrari's pit wall came away looking like a bunch of idiots. And this isn't the first time it's happened. Ferrari's the only team on the grid to have a specific meme dedicated to their strategy woes. The third thing that I consider to be a major factor this season is Max's insane maturity and consistency this year. He seems much more calculated. Still aggressive, but not over the line. I think it's because a lot of the pressure is off his back this year. He's won his first championship. He has experience leading a championship. And he doesn't have an awful lot to prove, especially compared to Charles. A brilliant example of this was in Canada, where he was able to remain calm and perfectly position his car lap after lap to defend from Carlos, despite the Spaniard having DRS. Looking back through history, the earliest a championship has been decided was in 2002, where Michael Schumacher finished every race first or second, Malaysia where he finished third, to clinch the title in France. Schumacher was able to secure the title with 6 races remaining in a 17-race season. And this brings us back to our original question. So, is the championship over already? It's a long season, one of the longest in Formula One history, and we're not even halfway yet. Considering how quickly this championship has changed over the course of a few races, it's easy to see how it can go the other way. So far Ferrari and Red Bull seem pretty evenly matched, so it might just come down to whoever gets the reliability in check the quickest. And at the moment that seems like Red Bull. And that brings this video to a wrap. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Who are you supporting this year for the championship? Charles or Max, Ferrari or Red Bull? Or are you backing someone else to pull through? And if you liked the video, hit the like button and press that red button to subscribe for more Formula One and motorsport related content. I'll see you all in the next one. Later.